Hey, Mr. Z. I guess it's time. Basically, the gauntlet has been thrown. The intersectional feminists want us to actually go over and engage. So we're going to turn the laser on them. I guess they haven't been getting enough attention. So F.D signifiers over at Bernard Riley's trying to hold court and trying to clown, and he's getting his pockets run. They're over there hitting him with punches left and right. So I weighed in because he was talking shit. I put in a few facts and now it's a rout. Okay. He's trying to answer shit that he can't answer. He's trying to answer how intersectional feminists actually advocate for black men and boys, even though we know that they don't. So now we're asking for proof and he's getting the hominas. And there's one thing that Sun Tzu always advocated, right? You have to have respect for your opponent. You have to have respect for your opponent. And he comes over here and with a lack of due respect for the people that he's in front of because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. He thinks that he's read everything. He thinks that these unwashed masses, these uncouth Negroes that don't read and can't think and aren't intelligent as he is are beneath him. And I'm sure that's the way most of these academic intersectional feminists believe. So it doesn't matter that you bring facts. It doesn't matter that they're over here because you are garnering attention according to the algorithm. But all of a sudden, when you get cornered, nobody's listening to you. That you don't have the mic. Nobody hears you. Which is it? But Mr. Z, you need to go over there and check it out, Bernard Riley. I don't know why they called me out. They called me out because I said that I believe that the message and the memes and the talking points and the ideas should be spread and break out of the bubble that we're in. We're in this closed bubble for a long time with this black lid that's over us, not only by white men and white women, but also black women trying to keep a lid on these ideas and these plights to keep it quiet. And nobody would say anything. Nobody would speak out. Everybody feels isolated. That's what he does not understand, or he refuses to understand. And he doesn't understand the weaknesses in his so-called ideology, because it's an ideology. It's really not based on anything. And we tried to ask him, where has intersectional feminism actually succeeded for advocating for the plights of black men and black boys? He couldn't name one. Homina. Oh, we have to basically give us parameters. Oh, we have to give situations so that I can actually answer. No, we don't. We ask you straight up. It's open field. Give us something. Give us something. Anything. Any programs, any whatever. Well, feeding the homeless is what intersectional feminism is, advocacy for black men and boys. No, it's not. That's general. And so when I was up there, I said, I hear PhDs behind the scenes say that they have tried to advocate and center, and even mention stats, data, and statistics about how black boys and black men are faring. And they get walked down to the dean's office. Some people have been fired. Some people have been let go or censured by intersectional feminists that claim to be fair and actually advocate for black men and boys. Now, did any of those professors actually stand up for these men and say, no, it's not right that black men and black boys should have a voice or should be centered or should be acknowledged that they have issues? Have intersectional feminists actually talked about the plight of black boys not being able to read and advocated that there should be programs, there should be money allocated, there should be discussions about how we fix the problem? No. What was their answer to everything about black men and boys and the plight of black men and boys? More programs for girls, more scholarships for girls. If you solve the girls' problem, you solve the boys' problem. They said that for 50 years. Has that been the case? No. Black men and boys are in the same spot that they were 50, 60 years ago. Same spot. Even though we burned down cities, we rioted, we protested, we've gone to jail, we've been killed, we're in the same spot. And after civil rights and after black women get elevated, guess what we find out? They're not on your team. They never were. Your job is to serve and not lead or have a chance at leadership. They don't want to be usurped. So, Mr. Z, I agree. We need to come for them. We need to come for them. They want us to come for them. They want to be critiqued according to F.D Signifier because evidently they're not going away. Because as soon as this Pearly thing showed up, guess who pops back up trying to propagandize black men in this space? Now, if black men in this space, in the Manosphere, want to go over to the intersectional feminists and join that group because of Pearly, God bless you. You don't need to be over here anyway. Now, if this Pearly things and black men in this space can actually change the way that intersectional feminists actually do their business and start advocating for black men and boys in their group that they should have done 50 years ago, if that happens, I'm all for it. If you can go over there and convince them heifers to advocate and start programs and stop blocking programs, not even stop blocking programs for black men and boys and elevate them to equality with their own group. Close the biggest gender gap on the planet, is that between ADOS black men and black women. If you can do that, convince them, I'm on board. Instead of all this rhetoric trying to keep us down, you're trying to keep us in the same place we've been and actually push us down further. That's what you're trying to do. If you want black men to be wives and supplicants and concubines to black women, and black women want to run the yard, if we're getting taken care of and black men sign on for that, it's all the good. But evidently, it's not only what black men don't want, black women don't want it either. They don't want to give up the key. They don't want to give up leadership, but they don't want to lead. They demand that black men take leadership roles. They demand that black men take charge of the families. They demand that black men protect, provide, and all the other kind of stuff. The thing is that you have to do it without money. You have to do it without education. You have to do it without any kind of privilege. Supposed to dig it out of the mud with nothing and add to them, and they don't have to do anything. You allowed white feminists to take the majority of the resources allocated for your men, and nobody says nothing. Why? Because you're scared of white women. That's what you're afraid of. You come over here talking about a white woman advocating for black men. You don't like Pearly, it's because Pearly's anti-feminist, and she's the face of anti-feminism right now. That's why y'all over here. That's why the intersectional feminists don't like it and trying to attack the black management because they think we're propping her up. No, we're not. That's a mistake. You have all these groups all of a sudden coming together and trying to jump on the black manosphere. But guess what? Unless you redress grievances and supply an alternative, which you have not and cannot, it's not going anywhere. As I said in Star Wars, right? The tighter your grip, the more star systems will slip from your fingers. The tighter you try to squeeze black men and boys, the more of them will actually come over and convert. Because as soon as you say something, as soon as you do something, as soon as you bring attention to it, guess what? They have to go investigate. They have to go check out the competition. They have to go check out what you're saying, what you're offering. But the thing is, you know that you don't have anything for them when they get over there. That's the real secret. They ain't got nothing. You don't have anything for them. But that's what we're asking F.D Signifier. If we go over there, what do you have? What programs do you have? If you're in charge, you want to be in charge, you are in charge, you're better than us. He had to admit that the black community was a matriarchy. He had to admit that. He had to admit that. So black men giving up patriarchy never had one. He had to admit that. At all metrics, more teachers, basically more students, better educated, more women in politics, all that kind of stuff. That is not a patriarchy. So that rhetoric that you keep spitting about black men having patriarchy and having patriarchal leanings is bullshit out of your own mouth. But you're not used to being challenged. And as soon as we said, okay, fine, if you want to have this back and forth, open up your channel, open up your live stream for the discussion. I don't want to have you niggas over there on my shit. Oh, really? But you want to convert us. You want to act like you have our best interest at heart. Interesting. Anyway, Mr. Z, yeah, we need to come for them. They call for us, so we need to come for them. Try to ignore them and keep them to the side. But guess what? If they want it, they want smoke, I guess we got to bring some firewood, right? Anyhow, that's all I got for this one. BGS out.